Turn that off. Good evening and welcome to the TTFL Tier 1 Round 2 of Season 7. We are at Bahrain tonight. Let's run you through the standings from last week. So with his win in the opener, Moyland currently sitting at the top of the table, fighting the pass in second, Thornicus in third, Anthony in fourth, Rapid in fifth, Scarenzi in sixth, Stilled in seventh, Speedy in eighth, Hobo in ninth, Mrs. Carl, Sesvin, Vader, King 5 Panda, Frenzy and Simseku yet to score points. In the constructors, Haas currently in the lead with 27 points, Aston Martin in second, McLaren in third, Alpine in fourth, Ferrari in fifth, Mercedes in sixth, Red Bull, Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri and Williams yet to score points. Detail up and ready, full track map, lap data on. So first out onto track is Nilmra. Reserving in place of Speedy tonight. Nice control on the overspin coming out of turn 8, I think. That's what I need to get open on the other screen. That one. So Nilmra just coming around now to start the first flying lap. Got the DRS open on the run up towards turn 1. Just going through the detection point for the second DRS zone as Sesvin does make it into the second. Hobo to spin on turn 12. You think he'll make it that far around? So this is the first timed lap to be started. I'm expecting to see all 3 sectors go purple for Nilmra. Oh, I need to get a drink. It's going to be a Red Bull to start with. So just coming round the difficult turn 10. Look to handle that nicely. DRS open on the run to turn 11. The long left-hander into the long right-hander where Ferret is predicting that Hobo's going to spin, so we'll keep an eye for when Hobo comes out of the pits. I'm surprised they haven't put DRS down this back straight as well between 13 and 14. There we go, DRS open again, crosses the line, a 130.997 from Nilmra. Stilled is on his outlap. Part way around the lap. Panda does a 30.90. Elder jumping straight into the 29.9s there. So Elder jumping to the top of the floor. Let's look at the tyres everyone's running. So Elder and Panda's times were set on the soft, Nilmra going on the medium compound. A few drivers expecting everyone to make it through this session. I love the anti-hobo banter. DRS between 13 and 14 was removed because they got limited to 3 DRS zones and they can only put 3 back to back. Yeah, makes sense. Hobo retiring in the pits. I think that is because they do want to get everyone through into Q2 as quick as possible. Where's Sky? So Mrs. Cole's done a 31.3, Rapid a 39.4 on the full wet tyre. Jump on board with Scotty, who's come back up into Tier 1. Hobo retiring because he knew he was going to spin out. I'm trying to save the mechanics a bit of work having to repair the car. Yes, I have got the house key. It's alright then. So, Ferret, as I know you're an avid F1 fan, what do you make of the news that James Vale's going to Williams to be team principal? I found it I was going to say a bit of a blindsided move, but with team principals, it's not the same as the driver market swapped. So thank you for the follow, Josh. This is qualifying Scotty, not the race, as he's going wheel to wheel with the Haas on his way down to turn 11. Just making his way through turn 12 now. 107.4 through sector 2. So we'll see an improvement from Scotty, currently sitting on a 38.1. Crosses the line, a 29.6 from Scotty, jumping him ahead of Elder to take provisional pole in this session. James Williams, team principal, is the next logical step in his career. I think he'll do a great job and possibly be Toto's replacement when he hangs up his team shirt. I want to shorten that thank you message. Oh, I suppose getting cut off. I knew what he meant, Ferret. So thank you for the follow. TTAA day, TTA all day. Much appreciated. I'll shorten that after the stream because I can't remember where I have to do it. So, Panda 39. Now we're at 30.9, Miss Cole 31.3, Josh at 33.2, Moyland at 33.4, Josh and Moyland on the inters, still did a 45.2 on the inters, Chronicus coming across the line at 34.0 on the inters, Sesvin 44.2 on the mediums, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, Evening. Dutch Face, how you doing, mate? Cheers for the follow, Ferret. Hobo, you're going to make that awkward. No, you're not. That is a good idea. Ferret, if you want to jump in on comms, you're more than welcome. I will ping you an invite. No, I want that one. Yes, Dutch Face, I am still sober. I've not even had a beer yet today. Oh, you're making me hungry now, although I can't stand Domino's. The ones round by us just overpower the sauce. Find the pass. I feel I have some decent pace around here. Yeah, it's looking close at the top. So just waiting for Scotty and Thornicus to retire. Just Scotty now to retire so we can make our way into Q2. Starts in tier 1. Everyone is pretty sorted. It's just all about how they get on with their clutch. Why is everything wanting to do updates today? Yeah, I think you'll be alright find the pass. I'd imagine you'll make it through to Q3 on the same set. So Hobo, now Josh will opt in for the mediums whilst they're sat in the garage. Saw one of the Hasses going out. Is Nilma out onto track first again. Followed by Panda, who will be looking for a better race this time around. Last time out, Panda getting caught up in an incident. I think it was lap 1 and bringing out the first of many safety cars. As you know, we're making their way down to turn 9 and 10. Let's get the car nicely through. Trying to get the heat in the tyres. Why is that not working? That's not working because that's on wrong. Plug in, that's better. Does it now bring up the right data? Yes. That's better. Is that fixed? Right, pay attention now. Back on board, or still on board, with Nilma as they make their way up towards turn 4. Through the timing beacon, 29.3 for Nilma. Down to turn 8. Nicely on the apex, runs it out very wide on the exit, but does keep it in track limits. Into turn 10, looks to get a little unstable on the rear as they got back on the power. Not yet at the minute, Dutchface. I think I'm about 10 followers short of being able to take subs. As soon as subs are available, I will be slapping it all over Discord so that everyone can use their Prime subs if they wish. There's Nilma just coming out the final corner now on the run to the line. DRS open. A 1:31.9 on the mediums for Nilma. Next up was Panda. Did a 108.2 through sector 2, a 30.7 from Panda. Elder a 31.2 on the use set of softs. A Hobo a 31.7 on the mediums. That's Frenzy. Keeping out of the way as Josh comes through down towards turn 14 and 15. It's posted on the TTFL Discord as Josh does a 30.1 to take provisional pole in this session. I'll stick it on. There you go. I'll annoy everyone on RPR as well. So Anthony's done a 29.7 on the softs to take provisional pole. Moreland Rapid still in the pit. Still just coming into turn 8 now. Scotty coming across the line, a 29.2 from Scotty on his second run on that set of tyres. 25% tyre wear and a big mistake made from Find the Pass, so we may see Elder going back out for another lap. Audio desync, oh, I get a feeling I was supposed to work on that and figure it out. It's because I'm streaming through Streamlabs, so I've got a mic on the PC. Evening, Brooksy. Thank you for the follow, mate. I'll stream through the PC, and I know that mic kicks out faster audio than this Elgato picks up off the PS because of the way I have to do it. So I need to work on that for when I get 5 minutes. I can also hear an annoying buzz in my own headset. No, this headset's just crap. So, Chronicus out on an out lap. Rapid is making his way for his first time lap in this session. Moylan opting to go out on the hards. Strategy of saving softs for the race, unless there's a late safety car. Sesvin does a 29.0 to take provisional pole, so the times are starting to drop at the top. Audio of the game doesn't match the visuals of the game. That's because I have to use this stupid chat link cable. I'm going to have to... Well, I don't have to if I'm not in a party. That was only for when there was tandem commentary. I'll try and sort that for next week. The invite. Getting distracted by Discord. Rapid does a 28.7 to take provisional pole, or did a 28.7. So he's definitely showing some pace. If I... Oh no, I'll play with the audio. Later on, I think it's going to cause me problems if I try and do it midstream. So the current order: Rapid on a 28.7 on provisional pole, Chronicus in second on a 29.0, Sesvin in third on a 29.0. Elder did go back out, has done a 29.1, currently sitting in fourth. Scotty in fifth on a 29.2. Anthony in 6th on a 29.7. Panda currently in 7th on a 29.9 and won't be improving that spin coming out the final couple of corners. Just manages to get clear of, I think that was Hobo, who crosses the line. 31.3 from Hobo. Josh in 8 on a 30.1. Stilled in 9th on a 30.2. Mrs. Carl 30.3 in 10th, and driver at risk at the moment. Hobo currently in the knockout in a 31.3. Nilmra on 31.9. Frenzy a 42.1. Moyland now out on the soft tyre. Can't have been feeling the hard tyre. With 2 minutes to go, he's got time to get this lap in, but he needs to make it count. Wants to carry on that charge he started with the win last week. Put him under some pressure. Keep the camera on him for his lap. Crosses the line on the run up towards turn 1. Got a yellow flag ahead, which I think is Hobo, who's improved to a 29.7 up into 6th place. Mrs. Carl has improved as well, in 9th currently on a 30.1. Josh and Steele's on outlaps. Nilmra is out on track. Stay on board with Moreland as he makes his way down towards turn 8. Needs to keep this one clean. Nicely through turn 10. Car looking well under control as he gets on the power. Nice helmet design from Moyland as well. They seem to show up better in the night races. A 107.4 through sector 2 for Moyland. Dropping down through the final corner now. Just a sprint to the line. 29.4 taking him into 6th. So Mrs. Carl now back down. Driver at risk. And into the pits comes Mrs. Carl. Josh just making his way through turn 11 and 12. Still a bit further behind. Nilmra coming into the final corner now. 1.5 seconds up through sector 2. So hopefully be jumping up. Takes 9th, so that knocks Mrs. Carl out. Putting Panda at risk now. Josh just coming through the final corner. 4/10 up through sector 2. Crosses the line with a 29.3. Great improvement from Josh there, up into 6th, so that does mean we are losing Panda and Mrs. Carl. Steeled now into the final corner. Last one to cross the line. And does improve, but not by enough. Goes into 11th with the 29.838. 4 thousandths off of making it into Q3. The top 10 separated by 1.1 seconds. It's going to make Q3 interesting. So there we have confirmation at the end of Q2. We will be saying goodbye to Still Sneeze, King 5 Panda, Mrs. Cole and Frenzy. Let's go to the audio settings. That doesn't help. I'll have to look at that properly later. Collar Hobo to run me through the finer settings. Oh, I'm out of Red Bull. It'll have to be beer next because it's all I've got out there. So who will be first out on track into Q3? Looks like Mercedes, Movement, Aston, Alpine, Haas. It is a shame because I didn't really fancy beer tonight, but it's all I've got to stop me going completely hoarse. Ooh. Jesus, I ain't had one yet and I've nearly dropped them. Need to move my fridge. It's a little bit too high to reach from the seat. And I've just realised I've only got 2 beers, so better take my time with it. So the order on track is Elder, Nilmra, Sesvin, Hobo and Anthony. Scotty, who is really trying to warm those tyres up. As we've got bits of DXE Anthony picking up a 5-place grid penalty for contact with his teammate. I could drink water, but that'd mean going into the house because I'm out in the shed. And that means unlocking the conservatory, unlocking the back door, trying not to trip over the dog that'll be asleep at the back door. I blame my daughter going to youth club and not getting out quick enough. So I didn't have time to stop at the shop on the way back. As Elder has started their lap, just coming in, I say started, they're halfway around their lap now, just coming through turn 10. DRS open on the run to turn 11. Hits the apex of 11 nicely, runs the car out wide for turn 12. 107.0 for Elder through sector 2. Hobo, we tried to recreate Vettel and Hamilton. Doesn't really work when you're both on the same team, no. As Elder crosses the line, a 28.9 from Elder. Back to Nilmra, does a 30.8. Sorry, 30.0. Sesvin, a 28.6. Rapid just starting their lap. Hobo going for another out lap. Scotty is doing a slow first lap. A 28.9 for Josh, taking him up into second. Anthony a 29.6 into fourth. Scotty did a 46.5, but he does seem to be liking that steady first run and then going for it on the second run, getting the tyres into the temperature window. $29.9 for Moylan currently puts him in 5th place, although this isn't one of his preferred tracks. 106.7 through sector 2 for Shaunicus, and crosses the line at 28.5 to take provisional pole. 106.7 sector 2 time for Rapid. Just coming through the final corner now. DRS Open crosses the line at 28.588. So 13 thousandths off of pole. Hobo now starting his first time lap. Through turn 3, DRS Open. Now through my least favourite part of this track. Turn 8, tad wide of the apex through turn 8. Got the traction down nicely. Of course, that's the benefit of traction control. Through turn 10 now, DRS Open on the run to turn 11. Nice line through 11. Cuts back across to take the wide entry into 12. He didn't spin it, Ferret. Unless he's going to wait and do that on his second run. Through the final corner now. DRS Open, crosses the line at 29.7, takes Moyland into 8th. Completely missed keeping an eye on Scotty there. Scotty's up into 6th with a 29.1. Elder straight back out. I get a feeling Scotty's in low fuel mode because there's a moving yellow. Yep. So Elder on his way now for his second time run. Why has it got so cold in here tonight? So you need to find 4/10. So keep an eye on your sectors as you make your way round. Only other car on track at the minute is Hobo, who's on his cool down lap as Moyland is on his way out of the pits. Up towards turn 4. Sector 1 is just on the entry of turn 5. 10.5 up for Elder at the minute. It's turn 8. Seeing less lockup since the latest update to the game. It looks like they've finally fixed that spectator bug. nicely through turn 11. Brave on the inside curb of 12. So his lost time through sector 2 is now only 600ths up. Lost nearly a tenth in sector 2. Can he find it in sector 3 to challenge for pole? Run to the line at 28.7, so he found nearly a tenth and a half through sector 3. Puts him up into 4th place. Tenth and a half, sector 1, then dropped 900ths, and then found a tenth and a half. A clean sector 2, Elder, and you've got the pace of what you found through sector 3. Hobo, no, Moyland even 900ths up through sector 1. Let's try and find a clean middle sector. See Elder just pulling off track. He's back on the track though. Moyland 8 tenths up through sector 2. Elder well out of the way. So it should be a good improvement from Moyland. What can he find in sector 3? Nicely through that final corner. DRS open, crosses the line at 28.8. Over a second off, but that only takes him up into 5th place, and he's not going to have time to go for another run. As Josh comes through to start his lap. Sesvin just starting a lap. Anthony coming out the final corner. An improvement. That was lining up for a start of his next lap. Rapid starting his lap. So Cornicus a 106.7 through sector 2. Knows the end of his out lap. Don't know if he's going to have time to cross the line. And it's not. So Cornicus isn't going to be able to go for an improvement. Nilmer crosses the line, stays in 10th place. So Josh is going to be the next to cross the line. Moyland's not pushing. Fun pass. A bad mistake T1, and in middle sector lost around 2.5 tenths. Yeah, if you kept you were tenth and a half up through sector 1, and a bad middle sector, and then you gained it again in the final sector. It's unfortunate. So Sesvin into the pits. Take half a second up in sector 2, half a second down in through the lap. Rapid jumps up and takes provisional. No, I think that is Rapid taking pole there. So everyone else has finished or in the pits. A 128.275, 3 tenths exactly over Cornicus. Pace, settle till slidey in sector 2. Hopefully it's more of a race setup for you. So Hobo with a 5 position penalty, Jake with or DXC Anthony with a 10 position penalty, so that's going to drop Anthony down to the back of the grid. Hobo's going to be starting 13th, so almost back of the grid as well. Could certainly be an interesting race. Everyone pretty closely matched in terms of pace. So now just waiting for the drivers to do their strategies before the formation lap. Timer to countdown. After this race, we will be hopefully be having a 10-minute break before the Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 sprint at Silverstone for their round one. If you do enjoy the commentary and some good racing, stick around for that. Tyre data. So top four opt in for the medium. Moylan going aggressive on the start with the soft tyre. Josh on the hard. Scotty and Nilma on the mediums. Stilled, Panda, Mrs. Carl on the hards. Hobo starting 12th on the mediums. Frenzy and DXC Anthony on the hards. Evening cons. How's tier 2 going? Position change for the start. Spinning's not the worst, as long as you keep it out the wall. Bahrain isn't the nicest of tracks though. How many of these drivers can park it in their grid box properly? Pack stayed relatively close together for once as well. Lined up on the grid. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go, go, go for round 2. Elder and Moylan getting a good start. Come on, camera. Sonicus and Rapid going side by side through turn 1. Moylan up into 3rd. Wheel to wheel with Elder on the run down towards turn 4. Moreland trying to take full advantage of that soft tyre, now past Shaunicus as well, and trying to close it in on Rapid out in front. Further back, Nilmer up into 5th place, Sesvin's dropped down into 6th, Scotty's managed to hold on to 7th place, Hobo with a great start up 4 places, getting it very wide, not wide, sorry, back end happy coming out of turn 10, but manages to hold on to the position. Josh has dropped 3 down into 9th. Mrs. Cole up 1 in 10th, battling with the tier 2 champion King 5 Panda, currently sitting in 11th. DXC Anthony up a couple of places as Nilmer is out on the exit of 13. BSC, it looks like Nilmer has possibly touched one of the curbs. It's spun him round into the barrier. It's unfortunate, and this is going to take the pressure off of Rapid momentarily. To wait for the green flag. Everyone will be driving to their deltas. And we have green flag. Moylan straight back on the attack, trying to take as much pace out of those softs as he can. Cornicus and Elder just trying to keep sight of everything going on in front. Could not get the power down at all. He's still sitting spinning. Oh, that's unfortunate. This track's horrendous for traction. So predicted strategies, medium stopping around lap 13 to 17 for the hards. I can't see anyone going for a 2 stop other than maybe Moyland. And in how aggressive he wants to be. So setting the fastest lap, 33.6. DRS will be enabled this lap, so Moreland will have DRS up this straight. Currently sitting 4/10 back from Rapid out in front. Closes about half a tenth. Straight not really long enough unless you really are right on the rear wing of the car in front. DRS train running all the way back to 5th place, Sesvin. So those guys will be looking to be pulled along by Moyland. Save some energy with the DRS being available. Scotty is starting to close up on this train a little. Not really under pressure from Hobo at the minute, who's just outside the DRS. Hobo with a bit of breathing space back to Josh, but Josh being on the harder tyre, so the mediums will be in their temperature and grip window earlier. Back to this battle at the front as Moylan still within the DRS. Can he do anything to find his way past Rapid? Closing about a tenth and a half. And starting to drop back through turn 2 and 3. It is a lot closer this time around though. Trying to go around the outside, cuts back to the inside, gets in front of Rapid as they run down through turn 5. That's Moyland up into the lead, but he is going to have to pit earlier than the guys around him. Rapid now possibly going to be under pressure from Shawnicus, currently sitting in third. Shawnicus goes for the inside line, gives him better traction out of turn 10, but not able to make his way past Rapid with the DRS from Moyland there, allowing him to defend a little bit easier. Moyland pulling a 6/10 gap at the moment as Elder ran wide through turn 12. Manages to get back on track, but has dropped him out of the DRS of Shawnicus in front, so that's going to put him under pressure from Sesvin, who's patiently waiting for something to develop in front of him, as he has closed right onto the back of Elder, going up the inside towards turn 1, gets the move done. But this is going to give Elder the DRS on the run down towards turn 4. Rapid with the DRS closing in again on Moyland, goes for the inside line into turn 4, leaving plenty of space there. Nice wheel-to-wheel racing. Moyland just able to pull ahead there, so holds on to that first place, but is definitely under pressure from Rapid and Shawnicus. Sesvin closing straight in onto the back of Shawnicus, so now he's past Elder. So that DRS train does run all the way back to 5th place again. This is Cole up into 9th place. Managed to find a way past. Oh, Anthony was behind. So Anthony's got past Panda and is closing in on Mrs. Cole. Back to this battle at the front as they come to the longest DRS straight on the track. Moyland with a half a second gap as they enter the DRS zone. Rapid definitely has a lower downforce setup. As he goes up the inside into turn 1. Moyland hanging on to the outside, gives him the inside for 2. And he manages to stay in front. Rapid with the DRS again on the run down towards turn 4. Not looking to try and force the move this time around. Shawnicus, Sesvin and Elder all keeping an eye on this battle at the front, ready to pick up the pieces if the worst should happen and the Ferrari and Haas make contact. Panda and Frenzy battling further down. Anthony has made it past Mrs. Cole. So Mrs. Cole currently in 10th place. Panda sitting in 11th. Back to this battle at the front now as Panda and Frenzy trading places, trying to keep an eye on where the battles are, going side by side round turn 12. Both on the hard tyre, so no one has tyre advantage. Panda getting it very wide coming out of turn 13. No, is that 13? That was 13. Manages to keep it out the barrier and doesn't collect Frenzy, but that has dropped him 9 seconds back off of Frenzy. Is going to put him under pressure from Steeled Sneeze. Rapid's managed to make his way back past Moyland. Moyland now under pressure from Shawnicus as well. Shawnicus with the inside into turn 4. Moyland hanging on around the outside, which give him the inside for 5. Just manages to get the nose in front before the entry to 7. Sesvin up side by side with Elder. Sesvin just coming out in front there. Moyland still holding on to 2nd place as they make their way through turn 10. Just holds on to the DRS of Rapid. Moyland's softs are gonna be screaming. Let's have a look at what the whereas 50% on the front, 60% on the rears of those softs for Moylan. So he's going to be looking to come into the pit soon, hoping for a safety car. So Moylan's just outside the DRS of Rapid now. So this is going to hurt. His back end looking awful under traction, and that is Moylan into the pits on the start of lap 8. We'll stay on board with Moylan for a moment, see what tyres they're going to fit. Is he going to go hard and try and push to the end, or go medium and go for a 2-stop? It's on to the medium, so it's almost definitely a 2-stop for Moylan, bring him out into 11th place. He's going to have a lot of work to do, and he drops down into 13th as he comes out of the pits. Still and Panda just getting through. Rapid now with breathing space out in front, a 1.5 gaps and no DRS to worry about from Thornicus. Thornicus starting to slowly open the gap back to Sesvin. Can Sesvin close in with the DRS? Elder also still watching everything in front. Sesvin does gain a couple of tenths. Thornicus has a lot more overtake available, and Elder is carrying a more healthy amount of overtake than Sesvin. Offer promotion to your channel. Yeah, every week you want to offer promotion to the channel. You can I want to block you. Go away. Oh, I can't really do that. Alright, I'll ignore the chat. That chat for a moment. So Thornicus maintaining the gap at 1.5 seconds to Rapid out in front. Sesvin and Elder holding on to the back. Scotty's starting to drop back. He's lost about a second in that previous lap. Moyland on his way back through the order up into 11th on those fresh mediums. Against Stilled and Panda both on worn hards now. But Moylan with a fair amount of work to do to close this gap down to get back into the points. Thornicus slowly creeping in towards Rapid. About 20% more ERS available. Scotty doesn't appear to be carrying any damage, but is dropping back from Elder's gap now 4.5 seconds. Hobo's starting to close in on Scotty. Gosh. Just outside the DRS of Hobo. It's Frenzy in 8th. He's made his way past Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole up into 9th. As it with Moylan pitting, did promote her 1 position. He's starting to close in on Frenzy though, so we'll stay with this battle for a little while. See if Mrs. Cole can find her way past. Frenzy, no doubt glad the running order isn't the other way around. Mrs. Cole defends like an absolute demon. Think to the inside there, put herself in Frenzy's mirrors. Trying to force an error. from Frenzy, which, to be fair, I think would be quite hard to do. Frenzy is a fairly consistent driver. Sesfin has closed right up on Shawnicus though this time around. ERS light flashing down to 10%. Shawnicus will have the ERS to defend with, as Moylan takes the fastest lap with a 32.2. Shawnicus showing now if he were to pit he'd be coming out into 10th place. Same for Rapid, same for Sesvin. Same for Elder. So they can pit and come out in front of Moyland at the moment. Scotty to cross the timing line. So Scotty would come out into 13th place. So the top four currently would be able to pit and come back out in front of Moyland. Taking a second out of DXT Anthony. So we need to find a fair bit more if he does want to get into these points. I think he has got to do another stop as well. He's run both tyre compounds, or two as required, as Elder is into the pits on lap 12, so a fairly early stop to go on to the hards. Let's see if the dash prediction is correct, and he does come out in 10th place. Look like a tidy start. Moylan just making his way down the start-finish straight now. And I think Simhob was wrong because Moylan has gone through, so Elder comes back out into 11th. Saying that, Moylan did find another second out of DXT Anthony on that lap. That is Moylan back up into the pits. Keep an eye on these front three now. See who's going to be next to blink. Will the undercut work out for Elder? It's Rapid, Shawnicus and Sesvin all showing they'll be coming out of the pits into P9. I think it will be more likely P10, especially with how quickly Moyland is starting to carrying on that attack through towards DXT Anthony, as Rapid does come into the pit, so predicted rejoin with P9. Going to be saved a position by Hobo coming into the pits. Moylan just coming round the final corner now. Elder coming through the final corner. It's going to be tight on the exit. Rapid is back out. He is in front of Moylan. So Simhub got it right that time around. Rapid out into P8. Will now be on the hard tyre as well, so Moylan's tyres are going to be up to temperature and will have the better traction out of the corners, especially through sector 2. Quite heavy wear on Moylan's tyres already though, so Moylan needs to get this move done before Rapid's tyres do come into their optimal window. Sesvin and Shawnicus still out in front. It's both opting to come into the pit, so let's jump back to Rapid. Still under pressure from Moyland, who's got the better ERS. Rapid substantially more ERS than Moyland. a lobby that actually works. Yeah, we do get them most weeks. It's been a while since we've had a lobby play up as Moylan goes for the move down the inside of Rapid into turn 1. Sesfin out with Thornicus just in front. Moylan trying to find his way past. Does get the move done on Rapid. Can he find his way past Sesfin? He has round the inside of 4. And now he's going after Thornicus. Taking full advantage of his tyres being up to temperature as everyone else trying to get these hards up to temperature. Scotty's been into the pits as well and has come out in P11. Hobo's come out in P12. Panda in 13, still running on those hards. So Panda's not been into the pits as yet. Expect to see the hard runners go into around, well, try and extend to around lap 20 if you can. Frenzy staying out, Mrs. Cole staying out, DXC Anthony staying out, so Thornicus current de facto leader in 5th. Once everyone else has been into the pits as Moylan goes for the move up the inside of turn 1 but runs deep, allows Thornicus back through and Rapid to take full advantage of Moylan being slower out of turn 3 there. Sesfin having a look as well, not able to get it done up the DRS straight. So Moylan still pushing to try and improve his position. This battle has been going on since the start of the race. It's making it difficult to try and keep an eye on the rest of the grid. Hobo has made a move to get past Scotty as well, so Hobo up into 11th now. Thornicus starting to close in towards the back of DXC Anthony as well. Those tyres are nicely in their operating window. Moylan with a lot more wear on the rears. Did he forget to do his tyre pressures for the race? Can't see what any of the rest of the pack there are running tyre wear wise. Need to remind everyone to put their telemetry on public. Who's pinging me on RPR? Thornicus has now closed right up onto the back of DXC Anthony as they make their way round towards turn 9 and 10. Expect to see Thornicus get this move done fairly easily. DXC Anthony, Mrs. Cole, Frenzy and Josh still on the hards they started the race on, so 16 lap old hards against 2 or 3 lap old hards coming up behind them. Anthony managing to hold on at the minute as they make their way down towards the final couple of corners. Thornicus ever closer to the back as Josh and Mrs. Cole come into the pits. It's lap 17 for their pit stop. They see Anthony still able to defend, benefit the DRS from Mrs. Cole. Won't have that this time around. So they make their way up towards turn 4. Thornicus is desperate to get past DXC Anthony to help him try and open that gap back to Rapid. Moylan's still hanging on in the middle, but his medium tyres are going to be feeling the pressure. He didn't run mediums in quali, did one lap on the hards. So we may have another set of mediums to go on to. I'd imagine he's got another set of mediums, or he's going to try and push these to about lap 21. Still not able to get past DXC Anthony. ERS. Very similar on ERS availability. Frenzy cruising along out in front. He's got a 5-second gap back to DXC Anthony. Frenzy, so he'll be coming out in about P11 if he were to pit now. DXC Anthony as well. Thornicus getting the better exit out of 3. Gives him the run on DXC Anthony up the inside as they head towards turn 4. Got that move done, but is DXC Anthony going to fight back as they run down through 5, 6 and 7? Moylan's starting to drop back. Danger of being out of the DRS of Rapid, as Rapid makes his way past DXC Anthony as well through turns 8. Coming through turn 9 now, so Anthony will have the DRS to defend from Moylan. Sesvin still holding on into 6th place at the moment. Elders drop back on this battle for the lead. He's now 2 seconds back from this battle. Hobo and Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole closing in on Hobo as they make their way through turn 12. Moyland not able to find his way past as Josh does the fastest lap of the race of 1:31.2. Did Mrs. Cole have a moment there that I missed? Jumping back to the front battle because Hobo and Scotty are through. Scotty now going up the inside of Hobo, very nearly touching there. Hobo runs a little bit deep through turn 4. Scotty still trying to find his way back past. We're having flashbacks to Austria. Actually, I think they were teammates in Austria, and Hobo was supposed to be giving Scotty a tow in quali and ended up taking him out. So Thornicus is closing in towards Frenzy. Obviously Frenzy's still got to pit. But Rapid holding on to the back of Thornicus. This battle has been going the whole race. We're now entering lap 20. Just 9 laps to go now. So Rapid has made the move and got in front of Thornicus as they're now heading through the S section down towards turn 8. I was too busy looking at the Discord to actually see that move. DXT Anthony's been passed by Moyland and Sesfin. Must be thinking about coming into the pits now. It's hard. Looking rather heavily worn. Clear band around the middle of the tyre. Rapid and Kilometers continue to battle out in front. It's always Hobo. Hobo still holding Scotty up. Trying to keep an eye, see if Kilometers is getting closer. He's gaining a 10th with the DRS. I think Rapid setup. It's very low downforce, which allows him to defend nicely even with the DRS. Scotty has made the move up the inside of Hobo. Hobo trying to go for the cutback. Hobo going completely off track there. FIA says, Hobo, you've got to give that place back. You defended off track, gaining an advantage. Don't make me message Lexi and tell her to tell you to give the place back. Hobo still holding on. Surprised no one's picked up penalties in the actual race yet. So Rapid and Thornicus have opened up nearly a 2-second gap back to Moyland. Moyland's mediums sitting on 56% at the front. Rear's on 66, so 10% offset between front and rear. This car is not going to feel nice. Screaming for a new set of tyres. As Sesfin now going on the attack, and Moyland goes up the inside into turn 1. I think this is going to give Moyland the DRS, but Sesfin getting better traction on those fresh and hard tyres now, and going to be coming back into their optimum window. Sesfin able to defend up the run to turn 4 even with the DRS on Moyland. Thornicus is holding on to the gap. It's sticking around the 3/10 mark. Increases a little as they make their way through the middle of sector 2. Some dirty air having some effect. And the DRS really gaining half a tenth or so down that short straight. Needs to be right on the rear wing of Rapid as they come on to the start finish straight. What are tier 2 doing? It doesn't look like they've even started their race. So that is Frenzy into the pits now. So Rapid retakes the lead of the race. Thornicus sitting in second, Sesfin in third, Moyland in fourth. Elder is starting to close in now. Second and a half back from Moyland. DXC Anthony up into sixth. Josh in 7th, Scotty in 8th, Hobo in 9th, Frenzy comes out of the pits in 10th place, Mrs. Cole currently sitting in 11th, Stilled in 12th, Panda in 13th, into the pits now, and picks up a penalty as he enters the pits, going for the soft tyre. Is he going to try and steal the fastest lap? Cornicus has made it back past Rapid now and opened up a half a second advantage. So Cornicus into the lead of the race now. Sesvin and Moyland still close enough to take advantage if there is an incident. But Rapid and Cornicus, two clean drivers, so if someone goes for a lunge, I don't see there being contact between them, as Rapid definitely got a lower downforce setup. So much more pace down the start finish with the DRS. But then Cornicus are able to open that gap out through turn 2 and 3. Trade off there. Do you go for straight line speed or do you go for traction through the corners? Cornicus pulling half a second on Rapid to open that gap to 8/10 now as they make their way down towards turns 9 and 10. So the gap at just on the 1 second mark as they enter the DRS. Rapid closes in 2/10 down, that's all DRS straight. Yellow flag in sector 1. It's for Mercedes, that was Steele, but he's got the car going again. Yellow flag in the end of sector 2, I think that was for Hobo. It might have been for Anthony actually, because he's dropped a long way back from Josh now. They've swapped places. And that is Moyland coming into the pits on lap 25. On lap 25, and Moyland picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding on pit entry. Those rears, 82% on his left rear tyre. Moyland going on to a fresh set of mediums. I'd have thought it'd have gone on to the softs having pushed that far. That's brought him out into 10th place. He's going to be under attack straight away from Mrs. Cole. Cornicus 9/10 up on Rapid out in front. So Rapid still gets the DRS. Cornicus just needs to find a way to find another 10th or 2 just to break that DRS from let's try that again. Cornicus needs to find a 10th or 2 to break the DRS from Rapid. Rapid closing in down the straights even without the DRS. Lower downforce setup paying dividends there. It's keeping him in the DRS range. So as we enter the start finish straight DRS, he was 0.68 seconds back. As we get to the braking for turn 1, he's got that gap down to 2/10. Cornicus able to gain a couple of tenths through turns 2 and 3. Rapid again closing in with the DRS though. Sesvin looking comfortable in 3rd, Elder running in 4th. In a bit of no man's land. Currently sitting in 5th. Scotty running in 6th as Hobo goes past, and Frenzy going around the outside. Frenzy on the soft tyre with his late pit stop. Scotty manages to hold on to 7th place for the time being. Stay on board with this one as they make their way onto the DRS. Keeping an eye on those splits for the top pair. Moyland still down in 10th place. 6 seconds to find to 9th place. The 2-stop not working out for Moylan this time around. Scotty managing to keep in front of Frenzy and closing in towards the back of Hobo. So Scotty's got the DRS from Hobo, which will help him defend from Frenzy. Scotty looking up the inside of Hobo, not going for it this time around. So up the second DRS straight. Close enough to try and make a move on Hobo. Hobo's ERS light flashing away. Scotty and Hobo, very similar ERS. Frenzy only 10% over the pair of them. Dropping down into turn 9 and 10. Finally, that rear view from the car actually works. Normally, I only get that view when there's no one behind. This time, I'm able to watch Scotty as he got the power down through the exit of 10. So, Scotty is closer to Hobo this time around. Can he stay in that slipstream and gain as Rapid and Shawnicus have traded places at the top? I was too busy looking at the battle for 6th. So that's Rapid back in front now with 2 laps to go. Shawnicus not giving up, going around the outside as they come towards turn 4. This is going to put him on the inside of 5. Wheel to wheel as they run down towards turn 6 now. Rapid pulling the nose in front. Shawnicus back in front with that inside line, but Rapid's going to be on the inside for turn 8. Still wheel to wheel all the way from turn 1 as they go through 10. So Shawnicus back in front. Rapid has the DRS though and was right on the rear wing of Shawnicus. Shawnicus swapping to the optimal line before the braking zone. Rapid not able to find his way through with the DRS that time around. Scotty has made his way past Hobo, so Scotty up into 6th, Hobo down into 7th place now. As we come around the final corner for the penultimate time, Rapid's got maybe 1 lap this lap. Is he going to go for the move? Goes to the outside of turn 1 this time. Gets the move done in the middle of the start-finish straight. So Shawnicus drops in behind. Shawnicus will have the DRS. It is closing. Shawnicus has the ERS advantage as they make their way through the S section now. Shawnicus trying to find his way through, trying to force an error from Rapid. This battle has raged from lap 1. So we come down towards turn 10. Can Shawnicus get a better exit out of turn 10? He's closing with the DRS. Taking a 10th and a half, 2 tenths out of Rapid as they enter turn 11. Both of their lights flashing away. ERS absolutely drained. Shawnicus still trying to find a way past. Right in the slipstream of Rapid now as we run down to the final corner for the last time. Shawnicus needs a perfect exit here. This will be one of the closest finishes I've seen in TTFL. Rapid takes the win. Shawnicus 0.14 seconds behind. Sesvin picks up 3rd. Elder takes 4th. Josh is going to cross the line to take 5th. Sky coming around the final corner now will pick up 6th. Frenzy in 7th. Hobo in 8th. Moylan's going to cross the line in 9th. Mrs. Carl out of fuel saved Moyland from losing 9th place. So Mrs. Carl takes 10th. DXT Anthony just on his way down the back straight now. Heading through the final corner. Finally past my setup. Exit speed was so bad I'd lose 2/10 on every straight. So DXC Anthony takes 11th. We're just waiting for Panda, who's doing early donuts, to come across the line to take 12th place. Yeah, there were a mix of setups in that race. Find the pass. I swear Rapid went for a very low downforce setup because it was like his namesake, rapid down the straights, losing time through the corners. But overall, that paid off for him. Moyland risking it with the 2-stop. That didn't pay off. The battle at the front though was just mega. Frenzy picks up driver of the day as Frenzy picks up driver of the day. Most races, his way through the field. My driver of the day, it's close. It's a toss up between Cornicus and Rapid, and if I could I'd give it to the pair of them. Some great racing from the pair of them. Great wheel to wheel, especially through the S's, almost 2/3 of a lap side by side. I think I'm going to give my driver of the day, I'm going to give it to Rapid. They just, the top 4 are all holding on to their grid slots. Moylan dropping 4 places. A time penalty didn't hurt him in the end, but could have done if Mrs. Cole hadn't run out of fuel. So your final order was Rapid takes the win, Cornicus in 2nd, Sesvin in 3rd, Elder or Find the Pass in 4th, Josh picks up 5th, Scotty takes 6th on his debut in Tier 1 of Season 7. Frenzy takes 7th, Hobo in 8th, Moyland in 9th, Mrs. Cole picks up the final point in 10th, DXC Anthony in 11th, Panda in 12th, 13th goes to Steeled, and DXC Nilmra, unfortunately our only DNF through that race. That was intense. I can barely talk, Hobo. The battle for the lead was going pretty much the whole race. That was a great race though. Battles everywhere. This is TTFL Season 7. That was race 2. So they are back next. Oh, I've taken that button away. Damn it. Oh, I'm in the wrong league. Oh, I want that one. So next week we are off to Canada, and it's a sprint next week, so it'll be a short qualifying, Tier 1. So short qualifying next week, followed by the sprint and the main race. Canada is always a good track. Almost guarantee something's going to be wet at Canada. But I'm going to take a short break. I will be back for TTFL next week, same time. So 8 o'clock the stream should be going live, as long as my daughter comes out of youth club quickly enough and I don't get pulled for speeding on the way back. But I'll be back in about 15 minutes to half an hour for Rapid Pixel Racing's GP2 Season 8 Round 1 at Silverstone. They've got a sprint, so you'll see a good few of the drivers from Tier 1 and Tier 2 in that race as well. So if you do like the commentary, jump onto that stream, as I say, in about 15 minutes, half an hour. But if not, I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Take it easy.